Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up? How you doing? How you been? What's going on? What's good? Oh, you getting it in? Somebody's getting it for you. What's good, people? Woo, what's good, people? It's today, but no day you call Tuesday. Anyway, that being said, hopefully everybody had a safe Labor Day and stuff like that, you know, hanging out and stuff like that with your friends and da-da-da, oop-a-la, and all that wonderful stuff. Anyway, that being said, what's good, people? Got my tissue and everything you already see. I want to talk to reference to racism in America as well as all over the world, basically. But since we're in America, we'll stick to here right now. Anyway, that being said, you know, I understand we want to stop the racism and stuff like that, you know, against each other and stuff like that. Well, some of us do. Some of us love it because simple fact of the matter is that they get the profit from it and negativity and it's showing how, you know, the minority is always getting attacked over the majority, which is really sad. But a lot of times we come into the world, we really don't make the rules. We just abide by them as much as we possibly can, if, you know, to the need of hustle and trying to survive within the world we live in. Anyway, that being said, I'll put my hair to the side. It's just a little hot in here and I'm think will not be long. Anyway, we have the Willie Lynch, light-skinned people against dark-skinned people, to try to break down the races and stuff like that. We don't have to do anything. Once we put the light skins against the dark skins, we can basically let them destroy themselves and put every liquor store inside of a corner and stuff like that. And the sad part about it is that the racial discrimination is on the uprise. And as far as the LGBT, which is like a step behind of the racial, because the simple fact of the matter is that the straight people still can't get this shit together. And I'm not saying discrimination is just straight people, because there's gay people who just discriminate against, you know, other gay people as well as your race and stuff like that. It's very much real and very much important that we all acknowledge that discrimination doesn't really discriminate against anything but the person who's discriminated against. Anyway, that being said, you know, it's funny because we're 2014 and we feel as though the world has changed a lot and has evolved. We have gay marriage and stuff like that. We have gay marriages and stuff like that, but yet we have not seen too many gay men walk down the street with hands, as well as transsexuals and stuff like that, because simple fact of the matter is that people are afraid for their lives. And you know, you have the straight people who want to be able to control the gay people. I tell them, no, you can't have this, but you can pay your taxes, you can do all these wonderful things, but you can't have the things that we have in life. You know, it's the same thing as when a black person walks inside of a car dealership and comes to buy a car. The first thing he's thinking, you can't afford this car, and if he shows that you can't afford the car, they say, oh, you must be a drug dealer. How did you get this money? You know, it's so discriminated against. Here it is, we fill out job applications and they're asking us, are you black, are you white, are you Hispanic, Indian, whatever the case may be, Puerto Rican or other. You know, it's funny because we should be much more advanced in this, but obviously we're still not. And if we can still fill out job applications and we're still asking the race, we're like, they're showing us right then and there that racial discrimination is still on the uprise. And I know people always say, oh, this is another thing about black people being attacked and stuff like that, but if you're a white person and stuff like that, and you know what, you don't have no problem, and you kind of understand, you know, it's not to you. And I'm not saying everybody white and stuff like that, but you have to understand the simple fact, you don't have to understand. You can just listen, or you can say, well, fuck you, bitch, and at the end of the day, that's what it is. They call us monkeys, they call us animals, they call us all this kind of stuff like that. You know, us black people, stuff like that. You know, when a little shade of black, even there are Puerto Ricans that look black, so they call them black, and really they're not black. They're Dominican, you know, or whatever the case may be. And then there's dark-skinned different Germans, and different races come different shades and stuff like that. And you know, and the thing about it, it makes me so mad. They were like, well, you know, you could go back to Africa and stuff like that. But clearly, all of us didn't really come from Africa, because after a certain amount of time, as mass are knocking on that door, raping our black sisters, a lot of us seem to lose a lot of our melanin as well as our features as far as being black. Now, you can't sit back and tell us to go back to Africa when you done raped us and all this shit like that, and you got a bitch standing in front of you looking like me. I only claim black, but clearly you could look at me and tell I could pass for a whole lot of fucking races. So what did that tell you? That my ancestors have been fucked tremendously. So for us to sit back and say, go back to Africa, then you need to come the fuck back with me, because everything running through me is running through you. So we'll grab hands and we'll jump in the boat together. And it's so sad because we shouldn't be able to do that, because my thing is that the only difference is that between you and me is that our skin color. A lot of us think the same. A lot of us want to be happy. A lot of us focus on things that help improve within our lives. But we sit back and want to blame someone else, and we sit back and say, well, it's the white person. It's black. I don't blame the white person. I don't blame the black person. I don't blame anybody. My thing is this is that I need to do what works for me. And the thing about it, when you're trying to send out a message, or you're trying to let people know that we need to self-involve and stuff like that. Oh well, look at your hair. Oh well, look at your outfit. You seem to lose focus on the whole message within itself. We seem to be moving forward, but not moving nowhere at all. Racism is on the uprise, and it's rising up even more. I've been seeing KKK stuff out now. I mean, things are just really going to the left. And instead of us going into a kumbaya area, it's not heading there. It just seems to be heading to an area of disaster. And it's going to come to a point where we're going to have a race war. And it's going to be really fucking horrendous. Then you got the Ferguson thing going on. You have civilians down there, and you have a fucking army, as if you're a terrorist coming to attack your own fucking people. What did that tell you when you sit back and you see Ferguson, and they didn't come to attack the white people, they came to attack the blacks. So what did that tell us? That we are less than? How do you stand up to something like that? How do you show us that we are part of this world when you sent the whole fucking army after us? It is crazy. It is way beyond God's belief that we can't find a certain ground to stand on and try to rise from it. We need to sit down. We need to talk about it. We need to make things happen. This is the way I see it, and I could be wrong. When the cop killed the guy and stuff like that, Mike, they could have got him off the ground immediately. It would avoid a lot of more people coming to see what happened. They could have had a press conference. They could have did a whole lot of things before it escalated to the point where it got to. They could have, even if it was a fucking lie, because we know most of the times when it comes to things, they slap their hand and say, go ahead and get another one. We could have sit back and had a fake conference like you normally do to cover up shit. Have a conference and say, well, we will deal with this matter, and we will let the people know that we're on their side, and we're going to deal with this matter as where it needs to be handled. They didn't do that because they didn't care. Because a lot of times when people get away with a lot of shit, it don't matter. So the simple fact of the matter is now they're standing up for it. Anyway, that's what I just wanted to put out there. Racial discrimination is on the uprise, and race is starting to be bigger than you, bigger than me. And it's got to be somewhere we get a meeting ground, a middle ground, where we can stand and work on it together. Because at the end of the day, it's not your world, it's not my world, it's our world, and we can't go nowhere else. So we have to learn how to live and try to grow within each other and try to find a safe place where we all can sit down and talk. I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight, but everything is work in process. With me, I always try to make my videos addressing to the transgender girl like me. I always try to tell us to stick together, because at the end of the day, we only have each other. Whether race, whatever the case may be, I embrace every last one of them, because at the end of the day, all I see is a part of me. I don't see the race, I see a part of me. Anyway, that being said, but that's just me. And when we say the gay people, I say the same thing, but anyway, that's just me. Anyway, I'm sweating like a pig, so I'm going to stop right now. And I want to say hello, all new people, boom. I want to say, oh people, bam. And I want to thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing. What you to do, I want you to do you the best way you can. And if nobody don't like it, then fuck them.